Welcome back to Out of the Park Baseball. In this episode, we'll be doing our 3-game wildcard series and possibly more after that. You'll have to stay tuned. We'll be taking on the Blue Jays, and I said something kind of dumb in the last episode. I was like, oh, all 3 of these games are at Toronto. That's just how the wildcard series works. I guess I didn't quite realize that, if you are a lower seed in a wildcard series, you don't get a home game. They're all played in one site. So I guess I didn't quite realize that. In my defense, none of the games in real life last season, or none of the series, rather, went to 3 games anyways. I think they're all over in 2, if I recall correctly. But anyways, we'll be taking on the Toronto Blue Jays, who are injured. They have injuries. We have injuries on high, which is realistic in this save. Ricky Tiedemann is out. Chase Hampton is out. So those are their 2 best pitchers, probably out of the picture. They still have Jaheim Skeeter, who is their 2-way star, a shortstop / starting pitcher. But we'll also be seeing, Quinn Priester and Adam Mazur in this series. So hopefully, if we lose to Skeeter, we can get wins against Priester and Mazur, and that may be the blueprint for how we go on. This team won 91 games, but there are some serious injuries here. They do feature former Oakland A's like Mark Cox and also Kevin Skeet, although Kevin Skeet himself is injured for 2 weeks, so will not play a part in this series. The Blue Jays knocked us out of the playoffs last year, so we are out for revenge. It'll be Tyler Pitzer on the mound in Game 1 versus Quinn Priester. Let's go. Bottom of the 3rd here, a sticky situation in a scoreless game. There are 2 runners on, and it's back to the top of the order with Walker Jenkins, and he will walk. So it'll be bases loaded, no outs for the middle of the order, starting with Jaheim Skeeter. We have Robbie Spector warming in the bullpen. Pitzer had a good first 2 innings, but it hasn't gone well here. And that'll be an infield pop-up as a huge out. 1 away. Zach Pacino is up next, contact hitter. And he hits one to center, but that will hang in the ballpark. That will score a run, but if we can leave it at just that, I'd be perfectly fine with that outcome. So 1-0 currently your score in this game. It'll be Alfredo Ramirez, and he's going to hit one to the right side, and McFarland is there. So we get out of the jam, having only allowed 1 run. Top of the 5th, Liddell Hungo to lead off the inning. 1-0, still your score. Oh, but Liddell Hungo thinks differently. He's going to tie this game up with an opposite field home run. 1-1 your score now in Toronto. We have a whole new ball game. Bottom of the 6th, still a tie ball game. It's 3rd time through the order here for Tyler Pitzer, who has been great. And that continues with a strikeout of Jaheim Skeeter. Next up is Zach Pacino, very dangerous hitter. And Pacino hits one to the left side, but Collier will be there to make the play. That's 2 outs. And then it'll be Alfredo Ramirez, who strikes out. Strong inning from Pitzer, who has 7 strikeouts. Top of the 7th here, chance to take the lead. It'll be runners on 2nd and 3rd for Chris Baker with 1 out, facing Toby Twist. And that's a balk. So that is going to score a run. Everyone moves up 90 feet, and that's an interesting way to take the lead. Sochi over to 3rd. I think we've still got to get him scored in this inning, right? That would be huge insurance. And Chris Baker hits a dribbler up the middle. Infield was in, but it'll be taken by Twist for the 2nd out. I'm going to get someone warming up. That someone's going to be Danny Baudanza in the bullpen, and it'll be Chris Greer to try to drive in this run. And he will strike out, but we do take the lead on a balk. Bottom of the 8th, not sure what to do with this Grantland situation. He's ready, but he's not fully rested. We're going to have Nick Robertson warming up, but I'm going to at least let Danny Baudanza face Walker Jenkins just to see what happens. And Walker Jenkins hits one to center on full count, and that will be 1 away. Yeah, I'm just going to put in Grantland. We'll see what he can do, and then we can bring in Robertson if Grantland gets in trouble. So it'll be a not totally rested Jeff Grantland to take on Jaheim Skeeter. We'll see how that goes. And Skeeter's going to hammer this one to center, but Baker is there. That's the 2nd out of the inning. And then it'll be Zach Pacino. Oh, and Pacino hits this one. Oh, but it stays in. 2 warning track shots there. I don't think I can leave Grantland in for the 9th after that, but we do get out of it. Top of the 9th here, 2 outs. Chris Baker with our last chance for insurance runs. And he will strike out. We move on to the bottom of the 9th. Bottom of the 9th here, we're going to bring in Nick Robertson to hopefully get this save. First batter he faces will be Ramirez, who's a dangerous hitter, and he hits one hard to right field, but Sochi is there. That is a crucial first out in this inning. Next up is Tim Schmidt, the switch-hitting catcher. I'm going to get Salcedo warmed up just in case he's ready. Okay. But, 3-batter minimum and all. And that's going to be a ground out. Ooh, diving stop by Hungo, who makes the play. So we are 1 out away. It's going to be the former Oakland A, Mark Cox, versus the current Oakland A, Nick Robertson. He's going to pull it to the right side. Hungo has it. He throws across the diamond. We win game 1, 2-1. That was a crucial win for us. Tyler Pitzer was great. He gets the win. Jeff Grantland with a very scary hold, and then we turn it over to Nick Robertson for the save, and that's how we get the job done. Game 2 coming at you next. We've got a chance to knock off the Blue Jays and advance to the division series. We will have Jeremy Shia on the mound, a lefty, and he'll be taking on 4 lefties at the top of the order: Jenkins, Melton, Pacino, and Ramirez. Interestingly enough, this lineup also features 2 former Oakland A's, not just Mark Cox at third base, but also Andrew Wiggins now at DH, appropriately playing in Canada. And then it'll be Jaheim Skeeter, their two-way star, taking the mound for this one. Bottom of the third, 2 on 2 outs, first real scoring opportunity of the game. It'll be Jacob Melton to hit against Jeremy Shia, and he will strike out. So good job by Shia. Through 3, your score is 0-0. Bottom of the fifth, Shia has looked good so far. It'll be Mark Cox to lead off the inning. He'll strike out. This is still a scoreless game, and Shia seems to be in pain. The trainer examines his left elbow, and they have to take him out of the ball game. We had Pete Barker warming up already, so we're going to bring him in, but that's unfortunate for Shia, who, as you can see from the line right here, is having a very nice outing. It'll be Pete Barker for now, and we'll get someone else warming up. I guess that someone will be Robbie Spector. Top of the 6th, we could really use a run in this ball game. Maybe it can come from Chris Baker somehow. And he will hit one to left, and that will get down. And what we've seen in this game is that, Skeeter has 30 hold runner, and Tim Schmidt has 45 catcher arm, so you can steal on these guys, and so we're going to do it. Chris Baker takes off. There is a throw down to second, but he will be safe. So with Baker on second now, it'll be Chris Greer to hit. And that ball is going to get away from the catcher, but no advance. And so Chris Greer now still hitting, and he will strike out. That is the first out of the inning. Next up will be Daniel Cuvée, who will also strike out. That's 9 strikeouts for Skeeter. I'm going to warm up Jamie Bennett in the bullpen, and it'll be Cam Collier now with a runner in scoring position. And that will be a walk. So there'll be 2 runners on now for Jeremy Okoro. Skeeter at 97 pitches. Could he be beginning to tire? Okoro hits one to the left side. It's going to get through. Baker rounding third. We have a run in this ball game. We take the lead. And was Okoro thrown out there going to third? Yes, he was, but we score a run. 1-0 is your score. Bottom of the 7th here, we're going to leave in Jamie Bennett against these 2 lefties, Pacino and Ramirez. We'll start with Pacino. And that will be a leadoff walk for Pacino. We're going to warm up Salcedo. And then it'll be the final batter for Jamie Bennett, Alfredo Ramirez, who also walks. So dangerous spot here. We will be bringing in Salcedo now. But it's 2 on, nobody out for Salcedo. And we're going to warm up. Let's warm up Robertson too. Big moment here in this game. Oh, and that ball is ripped by Schmidt, the catcher. Most likely that will tie the game up. The throw comes home. I think we got him. We got him. I didn't see if that was Sochi or Baker on the throw, but we do get a crucial out here. There will be runners on second and third, but it will be Mark Cox. And Mark Cox, he's going to send one to the right side, so it doesn't matter anyways. It looks like Toronto will indeed take the lead off that one. And indeed they will. 2-1 now your score. That's brutal after the outfield assist. And Salcedo just kind of melting down right here. Let's see, have we even done the 3-batter minimum yet? No, he's got to face Schreier. So we'll let him face Schreier. And that will be an infield pop-up. And then it'll be Andrew Wiggins. And I think with the lefty up, we're going to pitch around. That's what we're going to do. We're going to pitch around Wiggins. And somehow, pitching around him, he still hits a double on a 2-0 pitch. Unbelievable. That is just bad baseball. And that is a crucial third run for, and revenge for Wiggins. We're going to bring in Robertson, I guess, just because he's ready. But, man, this has been a meltdown of an inning for us. And that's hard hit, but that will be caught by Okoro. But Toronto take the lead with a rally. And then it'll be Cuvée. And Cuvée hits one to right, get down ball. We will get another run. So 3-2 is now your score. We cut that lead in half. What do I do here? I'm going to warm up. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to let Cam Collier hit. And he strikes out, so we will move on to the bottom of the 8th. All right, Hungo, just hit. Just hit. And he hits one to left, and it's going to get over the head of the third baseman. Unbelievable. Well, if we'd been able to steal that base, that might have scored the tying run. But it'll be runners on first and second for Jared Forrest, and now I'm going to call for a pinch hitter. And that pinch hitter is going to be Juan Chinchilla. We're just sort of emptying the bench here in the 9th to try to keep this game going. And it's going to be an infield pop-up for Chinchilla. So we're down to our last out here. It'll be Dave Sochi versus Mike Ankrum. And Sochi hits one up the middle, but it's fielded by the shortstop who finds the force out. We will go on to Game 3. We threatened there in the 9th, but the Blue Jays win this one 3-2. I know you face good quality pitching in the playoffs, but our bats do tend to go cold there, and the 3-run 7th for the Blue Jays is able to force a Game 3 for them. We only scored 2 runs in this game, just as we did in Game 1. A great performance from Jaheim Skeeter, but I'm tired of saying just, great performance from whoever the opposing starting pitcher is. All right, Game 3 here. This is for all the marbles. It'll be Reed Detmers versus Adam Mazur. Loser goes home. We're going to have Devin Hicks start at catcher in this game. Forrest having some fatigue from having caught a lot of games lately, so we'll let Devin Hicks be the backstop in this one. But yeah, this is it. This is for all the marbles. We either win and move on, or we lose and we go home. Game 3 in Toronto. Dave Sochi to lead this one off. And he hits it hard, but that will be a diving catch out there and centered by Jacob Melton. And oh my goodness, it looks like Adam Mazur was injured on the play. That's the starting pitcher. The trainers examined his right arm. They have to take him out of the ballgame. Unbelievable. So who do they turn to now? The bottom of the 2nd, 1 on, 1 out. Jacob Melton to face Reed Detmers. And that will be a walk. Detmers has not looked that sharp in the early stages of this game, and it's a crucial game, of course. I am going to warm up Cisneros, as spooky as that sounds, and we're going to let Detmers face Cody Schreier. And that will be a walk as well. Back-to-back 4-pitch walks. I'm having thoughts. I am having thoughts. But we are going to let Detmers face Cameron Cawley. And that will be a strikeout, a crucial one. And then with the bases loaded, it'll be Walker Jenkins. And Jenkins is going to send one up the middle off Reed Detmers. Of course that's what happens. We're the Oakland A's after all. And that's going to score 2 runs. Unbelievable, man. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to visit the mound to give Cisneros more time to warm up. I'm going to bring him into the game. Yes. And then I will use him as a follower. So he will pace himself more as a starting pitcher would in this game. And it'll be Cisneros now with 2 on, 2 outs to face Jaheim Skeeter here in the ultimate Game 3. And Skeeter's going to hit one to the right side, but Cuvier's there. 2-0 your score through 2. Top of the 3rd, Toby Twist is in to face Dave Sochi. And Sochi has himself a leadoff single. We have to be able to capitalize on the fact that they don't have their starter, although I guess our starter is out too, so at that point, what does it matter? Chris Baker is up next, and he will also hit one to the right side. Sochi thinking about going 3. He will go 3. And he will be safe, so it'll be runners on 2nd and 3rd for Chris Greer, who has done nothing this series. We need Chris Greer to turn it on now. He's our best hitter. And he will do it. He hits one to the left side. Runner did have to hold up there, so I think it'll only score 1. But we do, have runners on the corners now for Cuvier against Toby Twist, who has yet to record an out. Until now, Cuvier strikes out. So it'll be Cam Collier, who also hasn't done really all that much. And he'll hit one to the right side, and we have a tie ball game, ladies and gentlemen. The bats finally come alive just a little bit here. That's our 2nd run, and it's still only 1 out for Okoro. And Okoro hammers one to left field. Could it go? It wraps around the foul pole. It is gone. We have scored 5 runs this inning. We take a 5-2 lead in the 3rd. It'll be Jaheim Skeeter now with 2 on, 2 out to face Cisneros. And that will be hit up the middle. And that most likely will be a run for the Blue Jays. Yes, indeed, it will be. And there will be runners on 2nd and 3rd now for Pacino, who's a very dangerous hitter. So we'll see what Cisneros can do here. And that's going to be over to the left side, taken by Collier. And we get out of it, although Toronto does score a run. And then we're going to let Sochi hit. Oh, and Sochi crushes this one. I don't think the ballpark can hold it. That is a big home run. That extends our lead to 3 once again. Next up is Cauley, runner going. Devin Hicks has a good arm, but the runner will be safe. Cameron Cauley still hitting, and that's over to the right-hand side, and that is going to score a run. That should be a double that just gets past Collier. And it'll be 6-4 now, your score. Walker Jenkins up next. I think we let Salcedo face him and Skeeter. I think that's what we do. And Walker Jenkins crushes this one. Could that tie up the game? No, it will not. It's caught by Baker at the wall. Unbelievable. And this will truly be the last batter for Salcedo. It'll be Jaheim Skeeter. And you know what? Should I say pitch around? Yeah, I'm going to say pitch around him. And that's hit up the middle, taken by Hungo, and we get out of that. But 6-4 your score. The Blue Jays won't quit. Gonna warm up Robbie Spector, but it'll be bases loaded, 2 outs for Chris Baker. Chance to tack on here. And Baker hits one to the right side. Get through ball. Yes, it will. Absolutely crucial hit from Chris Baker there. Someone got hurt. Trainers had to take someone out of the ball game. Who was it? Was it one of our players? I can't even tell, but it doesn't look like one of our players, whoever it was. Unfortunate. But yeah, we get 2 runs there, actually. So 8-4 is your score. Chris Greer up next. And he will strike out, but we do get 2 crucial insurance runs. Bottom of the 9th, Grantland is ready. I'm going to let Spector face Cameron Cauley, though. And that will be a ground out. And that'll be the first out. That allows us to bring in Grantland against a lefty. We will get someone else warming up just in case. That someone is going to be Pete Barker if needed, but it's Grantland's game now with the 4-run lead. Walker Jenkins to lead off. And he's going to send this one over to left field. The Blue Jays are down to their final out. It'll be Jaheim Skeeter, the 2-way star, against Jeff Grantland. That's going to be a slow dribbler to third. Collier throws across the diamond. We do it. We win in 3. The Athletics are going to the division series. Definitely got a little bit lucky there with that series. I mean, you know, that could have been Tiedemann or Chase Hampton in Game 3, and it probably would have gone differently. And then Mazur gets hurt as well. Although, to be fair, Detmers wasn't very good for us, so we did have to pivot into Cisneros, who did a nice job as the bulk guy. And then it was Salcedo, Baldanza, Spector, Grantland to shut it down. Home runs from Okoro and Sochi were absolutely key in this one. And Sochi is named the series MVP. Well, let's keep this episode going, shall we? We will take on the New York Yankees in the best of 5 ALDS. To be honest with you, I'm not that scared of their lineup apart from Riley Green. Riley Green, obviously a good player. Hunter Owen is a former Oakland A. I believe he's actually someone we drafted, but to be honest with you, he may run into one, but I'm not totally scared of him. What I am scared of is the best rotation and best bullpen in the league. That's why they won 99 games. Game 1 of the ALDS will be at Yankee Stadium. It'll be a battle of 2 young stud pitchers, both 24 years of age. Mike Drake versus Jonathan, I don't know exactly how to say this last name, so if you have it, I'm sorry, Ciotti, who is only 24 years old himself and may very well, based on these regular season stats, win the Cy Young Award. Top of the 3rd, Chris Baker leading off. Oh, and Chris Baker hits this one hard. That's going to be extra bases for sure, as it does get down behind the center fielder. I thought it might have a chance to be a home run, but it'll be a leadoff double for Baker. That brings up Chris Greer. Oh, and Chris Greer hits this one well, but Riley Green charging in. And Baker is tagging to third, and he will be safe. So we'll have a runner on third, 1 out for Cuvée, who has a chance to drive one in via a sacrifice. And he's swinging first pitch, and he's hitting it to center. Baker tagging back up. It's a sliding catch by Green. And I think Baker is going to come home on the play, and he will score. Bottom of the 5th, 1 on, 1 out. It'll be Tate, the catcher. And that could be a double play ball. Are we able to turn it? Yes, we are. We get through 5. Score still 1-0. Bottom of the 7th, Mike Drake's day is done. We're going to bring in Danny Baldanza. Drake was brilliant. And we are going to warm up. I'm going to warm up Jamie Bennett if need be, but it'll be Baldanza here in the 7th taking over against Riley Green. And that'll be a ground out to Cuvée. First out. Aurelvis Martinez up next. Aurelvis Martinez sends a charge to this one, and it will get over Baker's head. So that will be a 1-out double for Aurelvis Martinez. That runner in scoring position representing the tying run. And Pajes sends one to the right side, and it looks like the Yankees will tie this one up. Yes, they will. 1-1 now your score. Yankees will bring in a pinch hitter. That is Joe Cowan to face Baldanza next. And Cowan, the pinch hit home run, potentially. Yes, that sails over the fence. Bonanza has melted down after we took out Mike Drake. The score is now 3-1. I'm going to bring in Pete Barker to face Hunter Owen. And Hunter Owen, well, he's going to run into this one. We talked about it a little bit. And after a couple strikeouts in this game, he gives the Yankees a key insurance run, 4-1, now their lead. Top of the ninth there, leaving in Justin Martinez to face Cam Collier. And Collier has himself a leadoff single. We're going to need a couple more base runners, but that is a good start. Next up is Jeremy Okoro. Okoro to the right side. Yes, very good. Yes, very good. A single for Okoro. And that will bring up the potential game-tying run in Chris McFarland here. Oh, yes, very good. We're having lots of fun now. It's going to be Liddell Hungo now with bases loaded, no outs. Chance to rally here in the ninth. Swinging first pitch is Hungo, and that ball will get down. It'll score at least one. I don't think there's a need to send the runner around, though, so I'm glad it's only just the one. And it'll be bases loaded, no outs for Jared Forrest. Very clear pinch hit position for us. We're going to bring in Chinchilla to do that. And it's going to be Chinchilla versus Justin Martinez, the former Yankee, taking on the current Yankee with the bases loaded, no outs, chance to do some damage. And Chinchilla, oh no, he hits one to the right-hand side, and it's a double play ball. It does score a run, but the Yankees will definitely take that. That is a huge swing. That is a huge moment in this game, and now it's up to Dave Sochi. We're going to get someone warmed up. That someone is going to be Nick Robertson, but it's Dave Sochi now with a runner on third, 2 outs. Big moment. He sends this one to center. Will it hang up there for the center fielder Green? Yes, it will. He makes a great catch near the wall, and the Yankees escape this one. They win 4-3. I've had my fair share of playoff game losses in this series, but that one was particularly brutal. It was Danny Bonanza coming in after a great Mike Drake performance and just stinking up the joint, allowing 3 runs. And then Pete Barker allows that insurance home run to Hunter Owen, which definitely makes a difference there because we score 2 in the ninth, but 4-3 is the final score. The Chinchilla double play. Oh man, that one was just absolutely brutal. Game 2 here, we're back at Yankee Stadium. We've got to rally back after a tough Game 1 loss. It'll be Tyler Pitzer on the mound to take on Tsuyoshi Yoshiba. I've had my fair share of playoff game losses in this series, but that one was particularly brutal. It was Danny Bonanza coming in after a great Mike Drake performance and just stinking up the joint, allowing 3 runs. And then Pete Barker allows that insurance home run to Hunter Owen, which definitely makes a difference there because we score 2 in the ninth, but 4-3 is the final score. The Chinchilla double play. Oh man, that one was just absolutely brutal. Hunter Owen up next. He hit a key insurance home run in Game 1, but he will strike out. It'll be Riley Green, and this is very clear pitch around territory for me. We pitch around Riley Green, and he says, nope, don't worry. I'm just going to hit a double off the top of the wall and score the first run of the game. Oh, and by the way, it's also a triple. Awesome stuff. I love clicking pitch around and having someone hit an extra base hit off me. That feels great. Next up is going to be Orelvis Martinez, who does strike out looking. Let's keep the lead at 1. Chase DeLauder up next. And he will swing 3-1. Maybe I should have pitched around there, but apparently that doesn't do anything. We've learned that does nothing. Andy Pages up next. Strikes out, but the Yankees get 2 in the first. Top of the 4th, Daniel Cuvée will lead off against Yoshiba, and it'll be a leadoff walk. Cam Collier up next. And he will also walk. So we have 2 base runners early here for Jeremy Okoro. No outs. And Okoro sends one to right. He's already had a big 3-run homer in this playoff run, and he has himself another. Jeremy Okoro, a 3-run opposite field home run to the short porch there. We take the lead 3-2. There is new life in this game for us. Chris McFarland up next, and he gets plunked, so Yoshiba just kind of warming down. Oh no, and Chris McFarland injured on the play. We got to take him out of the game. Looks like it's just a day-to-day injury for McFarland, but we will bring in Mike Bencivengo to play second base the rest of this game. And still no outs in this inning. It'll be Liddell Hungo up next. And he has himself a single up the middle. So Yoshiba not having a great 4th inning. Bencivengo is going to go first to third, and he will be safe. So we'll have runners on the corners, and it'll be Jared Forrest. And Jared Forrest sends one to right. I think that's deep enough to score the run. Caught out there by Pages in right. Bencivengo tags up, and he will score. So that's 4 runs. And it'll be Dave Sochi up next. And Sochi hits this one well, but looks like Green is there. 2 outs in this inning. Chris Baker up next. He strikes out, but a great inning for us. We rally and score 4. Bottom of the 5th here, we will let Pitzer at least face Carson Williams, and then it'll probably be batter by batter from there. And it's a strikeout of Williams. Now it's third time through the order. Roussel Shepard up next. And that's a strikeout. Nicely done. Hunter Owen. Hunter Owen sends one to right. That'll be caught by Sochi. Through 5, 4-2 your score. Jared Forrest, 1 out in the 6th here. Oh, and Jared Forrest hits one to the gap, and that will get down. Could it be 2? He's going to go for 2, and he will slide in there. So Jared Forrest contributing with the bat, and suddenly it's Dave Sochi now with a runner in scoring position, and he hits one up the middle. Can Forrest come around and score? That is the ultimate question here. Forrest is heading home, and he will score. 5-2 now your score. Top of the 9th, last chance to add some insurance here. It'll be Dave Sochi leading off, and he will line out to Carson Williams. Next up is Chris Baker. Oh, and Chris Baker gets into this one. I don't think the ballpark will contain it. That is a key insurance run as Chris Baker homers, and that's going to cause me to change up the strategy here a little bit. I'm going to warm up Bondanza. I'm going to warm up Salcedo. I don't necessarily want, Grantland pitching again. Oh, and Chris Greer, he says, let's double up on it. Back-to-back Chris Jacks as he sends this one to right. And we have made the score 7-2. Nicely done. Bottom of the 9th, 1 on, 1 out. I brought in Robbie Spector to save Jeff Grantland's arm. And that's going to be deep to Baker, who makes the catch. We win Game 2 by a score of 7-2. Great team win in this one, but Okoro with the huge home run was definitely the difference maker. And although I'm happy that we've split the series heading back to Oakland, man, if we just won Game 1, we'd be in an awesome position right now. After an off day, we move back to Oakland for our first home playoff game of the year. It'll be Jeremy Shia, the former Yankee, on the mound to take on Cade Horton. Top of the 5th, it is Chase DeLauder to lead off against Shia. He liked the first pitch, but it's a line-out to... Oh, I thought it was going to be a line-out to Okoro, but it gets over his head, and that will, in fact, be a leadoff double. Okay, we will get someone warming up here. I have to think about who that would be. I'm going to go... I'm not the New York Yankees. I'm going to go with... Jamie Bennett, but it'll be Shia to face Brian Ramos. Do I want to pitch around him? Yeah, you know what? I do. Brian Ramos kind of scares me. I'll pitch around him. And swinging full count will be a ground out. That runner will advance to third. I'm fine with that. Now we can pitch to Tate, who's going to ground out. We had the infield in there, and the run is not able to score, so we could keep this game scoreless. It's Carson Williams. Full count himself. And sends this one up the middle, and that gets past Hungo, and that will be your first run of the ball game. Tough break there for Shia. And it's back to the top of the order with Roussel Shepard. And I'm going to bring in Bennett. I'm going to say Shia's day is done. We're going to bring in Bennett here to face against Shepard. Runner going, and I think Forrest has him nailed. So that will end the inning. Bottom of the 6th, Cade Horton has been great so far. We need to get a rally off him. It'll be Jared Forrest, the 9-hole hitter, leading off. And one way to get a rally going is just to get the 9-hole hitter on base and turn it over to the top of the order. That'll be Dave Sochi, who sends one to the left side. That could be an infield hit, and it will be. So we'll have runners on first and second for Chris Baker all of a sudden, who will strike out. That's an unproductive out. We would like to see him put it in play. Next up is going to be Chris Greer, who does put it in play, and that ball will get through. I think it'll tie up the game, and yes, Forrest will score. And so we'll have runners on first and second for Cuvée. And the ball gets away, and that will let everyone move up 90 feet. So a chance to take the lead here with Cuvée hitting. And he'll send one. Oh, they had the infield in. They come home, and he's out. So runners on the corners here. It's going to be Collier. I'm going to warm up Salcedo. And it'll be Collier here with a chance to take the lead. And he sends one up the middle, and we will take the lead. Great 2-out piece of hitting there by Cam Collier. Runner will go to third and be safe, and Collier will move up to second. So chance to tack on here for Jeremy Okoro. And he sends one to right. And it will be caught, but we do take the lead 2-1 heading into the 7th. Bottom of the 7th, Chris McFarland leading off after a scoreless inning from Salcedo. And he will walk. It'll be Liddell Hungo up next. And he will hit into a potential double play ball, but no, McFarland will move up to second. I'm going to warm up Jeff Grantland. It'll be Jared Forrest here. Do I want to pinch hit for him? Yeah, you know what I do. I do want to pinch hit for him. It'll be Chinchilla to pinch hit for Forrest here in the bottom of the 7th. And the ball will get away. So that will move McFarland to 3rd. And Chinchilla has a 3-0 count. They're probably just going to walk him. No, they battle back to 3-2. And Chinchilla hits one. And it does get down. The pinch hit gambit works. We get a 3rd run. That's a huge moment in this ball game. I will get Nick Robertson warming up, but it'll be Jeff Grantland to face Carson Williams. The runner was going on that play. And so we will get the force out at first. Oh no! The runner will be safe at first. The throw from Grantland was off target, and all of a sudden, the tying run is at the plate. It's Joe Cowan to pinch hit. Wow, Grantland. And potential double play ball here. Only able to get the lead runner, so it's going to be runners on the corners for Hunter Owen. Jeff Grantland pitching for us. And he sends one to the right side, and we will trade an out for a run there. So 3-2 is now your score. It'll be Riley Green. If Grantland's not able to get this out, we will bring in Robertson. And Riley Green sends one to the second baseman, and we get through it. 3-2 is your score. Bottom of the 8th, 2 outs. I'm going to warm up Robertson back up. He'll probably pitch the 9th. It'll be Collier last chance to add insurance in this one-run ball game. And Collier is going to ground out, and we will move on to the 9th inning with a chance to close it. Grantland was a little shaky in the 8th, so I will bring in Robertson for the 9th. We'll see if that turns into a controversial decision. Baldanza will warm up if needed, but it'll be Robertson with a chance to close it out here. And I don't like this start because it's going to be a leadoff walk for Relvis Martinez. Next up will be Andy Pajes, who strikes out. A crucial strikeout there. 1 away. Chase DeLauder up next. And it's a big strikeout for Robertson, his 2nd strikeout. Yankees are down to their last out. It's the 3rd baseman, Brian Ramos, full count, and he will walk. So that will put a runner in scoring position. I'm going to make the decision here. I'm going to bring in Baldanza to face Tate, the lefty, and I'm still going to have to warm someone up. That someone is going to be Spector. And to get the final out here, it's Danny Baldanza versus Eduardo Tate, the catcher, lefty on lefty. And we get the strikeout. We win this game. We take a 2-1 lead. Got a little scary there, but we get the job done. We had to use 5 relievers to do it, but we take a 2-1 series lead, and we've got a chance to close it out. Game 4 coming at you. We've got Reed Detmers on the mound versus the Yankees' weakest starting pitcher, so all signs pointing towards we need to get the job done here at home. We don't want to go back to the Bronx. We want to go through to the ALCS right here, right now. Bottom of the 1st, Dave Sochi leading off, and he will lead off with a walk. That's a good start. Next up is Cuvée, who is better against the lefties. And Cuvée strikes this one well, but will be caught out there in green for the 1st out. Next up is Chris Greer. And Chris Greer puts a charge into this one. And that ball will get down. Chance to score a run here. Sochi rounding 3rd. And no, he will not. Actually, he will not. It'll be runners on 2nd and 3rd for Jeremy Okoro here in the bottom of the 1st. And Okoro hits this one well. That'll score a run. Nice little sac fly there as Sochi tags. No problem. 1st run of the game goes to us, and it'll be Chris Baker with the runner on 2nd. Oh, and he sends one to right, and that is going to score a 2nd run. That should be a 2-out double for Chris Baker, and this is a great start to the ball game for us. 2-0, and now our lead. Cam Collier is going to hit an infield pop-up, but through 1, the score is 2-0. So bases loaded. 1 out. Doval in the game for the injured Mike Cias, and it's Cam Collier who strikes out. All right, 2 outs now. It's Chris McFarland, and he's going to walk. That's going to be our 3rd run of the ball game here in the 3rd inning, and it's going to be Mike Bensavengo, the platoon option, and he's going to send one over to the right-hand side. Could have pinch hit Hungo there, but then I wouldn't really have an infielder in case anyone gets injured. Top of the 5th, Detmers has looked pretty good so far. It'll be the 3rd baseman, Ramos, to lead off, and that will be a walk. This is his 2nd walk. It'll be Eduardo Tate up next. Oh, and Tate smashes this one. Absolutely hammered. No doubt that one was leaving the park, and that'll cut our lead to 1 as the Yankees have a 2-run home run. We're going to warm someone up in the bullpen after that. It's actually going to be Danny Baldanza. That's the decision I'm going to make, even though it's only the 5th inning. And that is going to be a single up the middle for Carson Williams, the 9-hole hitter. So Detmer's struggling in this inning. It'll be Roussel Shepard up next. Baldanza's still cold, so we'll let him face Shepard. And Shepard sends one to the gap. And that will get down, and that may score the tying run in this ball game, folks. Nope, it'll be runners on second and third, and it'll be Hunter Owen. And yeah, I'm gonna visit the mound. I'm gonna say that's it for Reed Detmers, who just couldn't get anything going in this inning. We're gonna bring in Baudanza to face Owen. It'll be runners on second and third. Got a lead to protect here, and that's a big strikeout. Next up will be Riley Green. And Riley Green sends one to right, but that'll hang up there. I think it will score a run, as yes, Williams is able to tag. So that will tie the game up, but let's leave it at that against Aurelvis Martinez, shall we? And that one is up the middle, taken by Bencivengo, the shortstop. Yankees tie this one up at 3 apiece. Bottom of the 6th, Bencivengo leading off in a tie ball game. And he has I thought it was going to be a base hit up the middle, and it just barely is, as Williams not able to make a difficult play. Jared Forrest is up next. And Forrest sends this one to center. Will it bloop in front of Green? Yes, it will. So we'll have 2 runners on early with a chance to take the lead. And they'll bring in a new pitcher. It's going to be Tibbetts to face Dave Sochi. Full count to Sochi. And he sends this one over to the third base side. And they're able to turn 2. So that's pretty brutal right there. It'll be Daniel Cuvée up next. We're going to warm up Salcedo. And we'll let Cuvée hit. And it's a intentional walk to Cuvée. That makes sense. Tibbetts would rather face Chris Greer, though. I mean, he's still dangerous. And Chris Greer is going to make him pay with a single up the middle. We take the lead. Great piece of hitting from Chris Greer against the lefty. And we'll have runners on the corners yet again. And it'll be Jeremy Okoro, who sends this one to the gap. But I think Green will close it down. But we take the lead 4-3. Bottom of the 8th, last chance to add some insurance. Considering Bencivengo is hitting and it's sort of a platoon situation, I'm going to bring in Liddell Hungo to pinch hit in this specific situation. And in a 3-1 count, he will walk. So good decision there. Jared Forrest up next. I could pinch hit for him as well. I wouldn't have an infielder, though. No, I could make it work. Right? No. Okay, I didn't think this through. I'm going to let Jared Forrest hit. Sue me. Oh, and Jared Forrest says, I'll hit. I'll hit a single to right field. You don't got to pinch hit for me, brother. So that's going to be 2 on for Dave Sochi. And Dave Sochi sends this one to left. Will it get down? Yes, it will. Dave Sochi with a huge double here. That'll score at least 1. Yes, it will. Runners on second and third. Huge insurance coming through here. Daniel Cuvée up next. And he sends one over to the third base side. We don't score there. Chris Greer up next. They'll walk him. And it'll be Okoro. And Okoro sends one over to right. And that's going to be a double play. Yes, it will. The Yankees get out of that jam, but not before we score. Top of the 9th, 1 away already. It's Grantland to face Brian Ramos. Robertson is ready if need be. And that will be a strikeout. And the Yankees are down to their last out. It's the catcher Eduardo Tate, who's homered in this game already. Oh, and Eduardo Tate says, what if I just homered again? Lefty on lefty off of Jeff Grantland. How big is that insurance run right now? 5-4, now your score. And it's going to be Carson Williams. I'm going to let Grantland face him. So it's Grantland here. And Williams sends it to center. Baker is coming in. He makes the out. The 87-win Oakland A's, with the power of friendship, upset the Yankees 3-1 in this series. Not much to say about this box score right here. Chris Greer has been named the series MVP. We are going back to the ALCS. And who will we be taking on? That's right, our division rivals, the first place Los Angeles Angels. We can look forward to that in the next episode.